All right, we just wrapped up the Sunday action in week 12 of the NFL season. I'm going to go through, give you my reactions and takeaways from all the games I was watching today. Let's hop on into it. Okay, Lions take care of the Colts 24-6. This was kind of a close game, 14-6 at half, but the Lions pull away in the second half. And really, this is the Anthony Richardson that, we thought we were away with, 11 of 28. No touchdowns, no picks. He just misses way too many throws. I don't know what to do with Richardson because there's so many good plays, so many big, deep throws. He has an incredible arm talent, but he just misses layups, and that's something you can't do in this league. Not a great running day. He was good on the ground, 10 for 61, nothing for JT. That's two tough games in a row, but the Lions' run defense is fantastic. Michael Pittman, your leading receiver, but Lions kind of just did the Lions thing. Gibbs and Monty get into the end zone. Gibbs gets in twice, almost 100 yards for him. Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra, 60 apiece. Don't really do anything. Goff, inefficient, 26 of 36, 269. But this is the problem with the Lions. The games the Lions kind of struggling, like 24 points, it's like kind of whatever. If the Colts were not terrible, this would have been something. But stop making Jared Goff throw the ball so much. He's not good at doing this. Run the football. I don't care that you ran it 30 times. Run it 40 times. This is the thing the Lions get into, but took care of business on the road. All right, the Dolphins dismantle the Patriots 34-15. This game was over pretty quickly at half, 24-0 at the half. Dolphins look great with Tua the last few weeks. 4 touchdowns for him. Devon Achane caught a pair of them. Again, not really much on the ground for them. Jalen Waddle, welcome back with a $144 and a touchdown. Jonnu Smith gets in the end zone again. He's been on a tear right now. Tyreek Hill, whereabouts unknown. Don't tell me he's the best receiver in football, guys. Drake May was okay today. Kind of had a much better, garbage time performance than he did early. He couldn't do anything earlier in this game. But the Patriots are just awful. We know the Patriots are bad. Drake May good. Patriots bad. All right, the Buccaneers come out flaming hot out of the bye. Beat down the New York Football Giants. No Tommy Cutlets today for the Giants. Tommy DeVito, terrible, just bad. 21-31, 186, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 4 sacks. Bad Baker, awesome again, 24-30, almost 300 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, but he was awesome. Had a really nice rushing touchdown. Bucky Irving, 87 on the ground and a touchdown. Rashad White, a touchdown. Sean Tucker on the touchdown. 4 rushing touchdowns for the Buccaneers. This is what this team is becoming. Mike Evans has a nice day back. This helped out the offensive lot, and we got some Bucky Irving in the passing game. Almost took one to the house a long way. Baker couldn't get out of the way, throwing lead blocks at midfield. It was kind of crazy, but yeah, good performance for the Buccaneers. They're right there, 5-6, right in the thick of it in the division and the wild card hunt. And the Giants looking for that first overall pick, baby. All right, the Cowboys with a stunner taking down the Washington Commanders in Washington. This might have been the most boring football game there was for the first 55 minutes, but the end of this game was nothing but fireworks. 31 points scored in the final 3 minutes for this game. Just absolutely insane. Cooper Rush did solid day, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That last pick on a Hail Mary heave. He was nice, had 74 yards rushing. Brian Robinson couldn't get anything going on the ground. This Dallas defense did a much better job for like 3.5 quarters. Again, Terry McLaurin, a huge reception, 86 yards that would have tied this game up. Austin Seibert and the PAT unit fail them. They give up 2 kick returns. An onside kick return for a touchdown, a regular kick return for a touchdown. This game had all the fireworks, but there are now some serious concerns with the Commanders. They have now dropped 3 in a row. This team was humming. Dallas, of course, is going to do stupid Dallas things and screw themselves out of a good pit. But hey, Rico Dowdle, 86 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 67, 10 catches. Go Cowboys. That sucks for them. Washington, got to get some things figured out. Okay, this game was awful for me. The Vikings go into Chicago, take down the Bears in overtime, but Minnesota gives up 11 points in the final 55 seconds of this game. I mean, this game looked like it was over. They give up a touchdown. They give up a 2-point conversion. They give up an onside kick. They give up a reception. And then they give up the field goal to send it to overtime. But defense gets the stop, gets the ball back. Sam Darnold, 90 yards passing on the final drive to get the dub. But he was excellent today. That's 2 straight games from Darnold where he has been really strong. 330, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Did have 3 sacks, but only 16 yards and sacks, not bad. Caleb Williams easily, I thought, was his best game of his career as well. He was making excellent throws. Now, he did miss a couple of throws late under duress, but 2 touchdown passes for him, no turnovers as well. Aaron Jones, over 100 yards rushing against the Bears. Stop me if you heard that before. The Bears couldn't really do anything on the ground. Roschon Johnson with 2 carries, 2 yards, and that touchdown just for good measure in fantasy football. But Jordan Addison, his best game of his career, 8 for 162 and a touchdown. And Jefferson did nothing, 2 for 27. Did have a big reception in overtime on the game-winning drive, but did draw a couple of big pass interference penalties, so get some credit for that. DJ Moore and Keenan Allen both with a touchdown. Over 100 yards again for DJ Moore after, it looked like he was dead and buried on this team. So the offense for Chicago has been much better. A good finish for the Bears, but Minnesota finding a way to win these games once again. I can't believe it. Okay, the Chiefs squeak by the lowly Carolina Panthers, and Bryce Young, is this the best game of his career? Maybe 263 and a touchdown, no interception, leads a game-tying drive. Chuba Hubbard punches in the end zone. They get the 2-point conversion, but of course the Panthers leave too much time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes to take care of business. 3 touchdowns for him, 2 of them to Noah Gray. 60 yards, including a monster run at the end of this game to set them up for the game-winning field goal. The Chiefs just find a way to win these games, man. They're always exciting, they're always close, and they always end up on top. 10-1 now. They've essentially clinched a playoff spot, but we know the Chiefs have much higher aspirations than that. But you got to feel positive in Carolina. They played hard in this game. They played tough. I think they're heading in the right direction, and Bryce Young might actually be a guy, if you can get some protection, he's got decent weapons. David Moore, 81 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen, a nice day, and he drew a big pass interference on the game-tying drive. Xavier Leggett involved. These are all positive signs for Carolina, and the defense did a decent enough job. Got a couple of stops in the red area, forced Kansas City to kick some field goals. So overall, positive if you're the Panthers, kind of whatever if you're the Chiefs. You expect it from them. Everything's close, but it's always a win in the end. Okay, another massive shocker. The Texans go down at home to the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis, 278, 2 touchdowns. Did throw another Will Levis pick 6. That's, of course, on target for them. CJ, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Again, takes a bad safety at the end of this game. Kaim Fairbairn misses a layup field goal to tie this game. It was just a shit show all around. But Nico Collins back ran 92 yards and a touchdown. Good to see Nico back. Joe Mixon, nothing on the ground. 14 for 22, no touchdowns. Easily his worst game that he has finished this year. Tony Pollard, I've been talking to Pollard a lot, especially in fantasy. 119 and a touchdown again. He has been a really bright spot on this team. Calvin Ridley had a nice day, 63-yard reception. Texans did have a touchdown called back, a big one too. Nico Collins, again, that's 2 weeks in a row. It's killing this team, man, but Texans have a ton of issues. Their defense is really only good at rushing the passer. They don't cover people very well. They don't tackle great. I mean, I see a lot of missed tackles on this team, but, they play hard, I guess, and the offense is a train wreck most of the time. I don't know what's going on with Houston. 7-5. They're going to win this division. They're going to host a playoff game, but there are a lot of red flags with this team, in particular with C.J. Stroud and the offense. All right, the Broncos take down the Raiders 29-19, and the Broncos 7-5. Don't play a very good schedule, but they're taking advantage of it, picking up dubs. Another solid day from Bo Nix, 25 of 42. Not his best, but 273 and 2 touchdowns. That's a good day for your rookie quarterback. The rushing game is non-existent in Denver once again. Cortland Sutton, 2 tutties, 97 yards. You love to see it. A guy who's always forgotten. And you know what? Vegas, they were hanging around. They couldn't quite do it. The defense couldn't get a stop late in this game. Gardner Minshew, 42 times. This is the worst rushing attack in football. They are so bad. So bad. Now they're missing their top 2 running backs, but still, it looks like this almost every week for the Raiders. It's bad. Gardner Minshew, though, is out for the season with a broken collarbone, so it's Desmond Ridder time. Hooray! The Riddler. Jacoby Myers, a really nice day. Brock Bowers, a bad day, man. Brock Bowers, this is not very Brock-like. Maybe they just, they had 7 dudes on him. I don't know. But the Raiders are awful. I would love to see the Raiders play the Giants because that would be fun. But yeah, Broncos taking care of business, beating up on bad teams. Can't complain. Okay, the Packers dismantle the undermanned 49ers 38-10. This game was a little bit closer. Packers kind of tacked on a ton early. 3 touchdowns for Josh Jacobs on the day, but really the offense didn't do anything in the second half. It felt like, a pass interference call that was very suspect in the end zone, and then a bad turnover by Brandon Allen set the Packers up nicely, but they took care of business, got their touchdowns. Jordan Love, kind of whatever day, had 2 interceptions dropped, but you know what? They didn't catch him. They don't count against you. 2 touchdowns for him, 106 yards for Josh Jacobs. It was a really strong day on the ground, and this Niners team is bad. Brandon Allen is bad. Christian McCaffrey was bad today, had a fumble. They can't run the football. They sure as shit can't play defense. They are just awful all around. Kittle was their only positive sign for them. But the Niners are toast, man. 5-6. They're going to Buffalo next week out of the bye, I believe. They're playing Buffalo. I think it's at Buffalo, but still. Niners are toast, man. They are not making the playoffs. Kyle Shanahan maybe getting fired. I don't know. It sounds like he's lost the locker room. Green Bay keeps winning games. Short week now, Thanksgiving for them against Miami. Very interested to see that matchup. But of course, it's in Green Bay. Let's see how the Dolphins can handle that cold weather. Green Bay just like a better record than last year, but just doesn't quite feel like they have that juice that they had down the stretch. But maybe they're about to turn it on and they're about to go on a run. Packers taking care of the Niners. Don't look now, but Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks are in first place in the NFC West after taking down the Cardinals 16-6. This was a really sloppy game. Not a whole lot of offense for the first 2.5 quarters, really. A terrible pick 6 by Kyler Murray kind of spurned on the Seahawks in this one. He was bad today, 24-37, 285 with an interception, but 5 sacks for 36 yards. He just wasn't any sort of comfortable. Trey McBride with a big day, though. His career high, 133, 12 receptions. Actually, no, I think it was career high in receptions, not yards. But a big day for him nonetheless. Michael Wilson had an unbelievable over-the-shoulder catch. Marvin Harrison Jr., no touchdown this week. Great. That means he's catching one next week against my squad. And really, Seattle, they can't run the football. Their offensive line is bad. 5 sacks for Geno again, but he kind of can do stuff, extend plays with his legs. JSN with a big day. He has been really, really strong the last few weeks. But this was a defensive performance by Mike McDonald's unit. Did a great job with them. Now they got to go to the desert in 2 weeks. And if they can win that game, that'll lock up the NFC West tiebreaker, essentially. I think whoever wins this next Seahawks-Cardinals game is going to be in serious driver's seat for this division, because I think both of these teams are probably going to have a shot to get in, but if they don't win the division, but the wild card's going to be tough if Washington can get the ship righted. Minnesota and Green Bay keep winning, so it's all on the line for these teams, but a huge last few weeks for the Seahawks with 2 wins. Okay, and finally, the Eagles dismantled the Los Angeles Rams 37-20. And boy, oh boy, the Eagles are really starting to look like a Super Bowl team that they looked like 2 years ago. 9-2 on the season, and this was a dominant performance. And do we got to start talking about Saquon Barkley in an MVP conversation? 26 for 255 and 2 touchdowns. He has just been a complete franchise changer for this team. I mean, he kept this team afloat when they were going through it early, and now they are figuring it out offensively. A.J. Brown goes for 100 yards and a touchdown. Saquon gets a nice reception there, and this was without Devontae Smith tonight, and the defense all over Stafford. The pass rush was killing everybody. Brandon Graham was just like, he's 36 years old. He was playing like he was 26 years old. It was unbelievable. Stafford couldn't get really anything going in this game. 2 touchdowns for him, though. They did score 1 late with Cooper Kupp. Puka Nacua, again, solid. He's been super, super solid since coming back from injury. But the Rams are in trouble, 5-6. They're on the outside looking in of the division and this playoff race. They've already lost to Arizona. They got to get some things figured out as a whole. But the defense, not up to standard, and it's like there's a huge gap between these two teams in the NFC. I don't know if the Rams are going to get the ship righted, get into that playoff spot. Eagles looking like a serious contender now in the NFC against the Detroit Lions. But that's going to do it for us today. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. If you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video, subscribe to the channel. We got new sports content every single day. If you want to support the channel more, sign up for a channel membership. You get all sorts of access to cool and exclusive content and perks. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.